We are live.
Yay!
Hey, Carla. Hey, Linda. Oh, yes, we'll get into the entrapment in a minute. Hey, checking convictions.
Subject convictions.
Julia, Pepper Lee, Linda Miller. It's all over but the crying, because if it's in the Bessem arrest made, I don't know what that means. Subject change? No, I just didn't want people to think I was having Dawn on for an interview again, so I reworded it again. But she will be interviewing, just not tonight. This weekend, hopefully, we'll have it up.
Yeah.
Larry!
April, Julia, Carla.
Chris is a real professional. He's been very fair, but has kept us focused. We're gonna disagree. Yeah, we're gonna disagree. This case is driving me bananas. Hey, Jill. Me too, Larry. That's all we want too. Cheryl. Hey, girl. Hey.
Elizabeth, Galen.
Elizabeth, hey, I am not pleased with how Chris is handling this. Very misleading. Absolutely. I thought so also.
And Jennifer and Andy. Jessica.
Julia, La Dee Doodles. Did the title of this live change from sitting down? Yeah, I didn't want them to think that like the Wells were coming on because I thought about the last thing with Robin and figured I better fix this. But I have been sitting down with Wells for days, multiple times a day. Chris definitely misled us. I feel like he used some tactics. Yeah, it was, hey, Mandy. Hey, Jennifer. April. That's okay to disagree. Hello, Licious. Hello. Tammy. Catalyn. Jessica Moon.
Well, Linda, I hope there's an arrest made soon.
Nikki. Yes. And yeah, that's Chris misled us. He also said he told Don he wouldn't record it. I don't remember what Don told me. I asked him, but I can't remember what he said because there's something else going on. But volume is low.
Tammy Green.
Hey, Marie.
Cheshire.
Hey, Lori.
Got all the cool kids up in here.
Tammy. All the cool kids with the pumped up kicks. Hey, Sherry Small. You're more confused now? Okay, volume is great. Okay, good. You heard a devastated father? Yeah. Okay, good, Mandy. Well, I'm definitely thinking a lot differently now. And all as I seen watching that tonight, it was very annoying, was an interrogation. I seen all of the entrapment moves he was trying to do. He was trying to make him say certain things he wanted, like that he hurt grandma's knee, which Mr. Sheriff thinks that makes no sense. So if the police go there, they're going to see whose knee is really hurt, right? But he really wanted to entrap Don right there to catch him of saying he hurt grandma's knee, not Candus's knee. Oh, definitely Elizabeth. And tonight I started sending them screenshots of positive comments and stuff so they can have something, one thing Don said to me today, he goes, like, I feel like Chris just wants to make it so I have nobody. Like, I'm going to have nobody by the time Chris is done with me that supports me. That's what Don said. I don't take anyone as golden these days. I think people put, like, Chris on pedestals and forget they are not always so glamorous. They aren't always so truthful either. Just look at the tricks he tried to do tonight. That's not an honest thing. I don't like entrapment. And he wanted to entrap him on that certain area and the whole shed thing. He went on for how long? well, look at this. This time when he was a wanted felon, he hid in a storage room. So I just like felt someone was there, and so he would hide in a damn tool shed. Only problem is he is not a wanted felon with a warrant out right now. Why is he hiding in a tool shed in his own house?
He wouldn't need to hide at all.
There's no reason for him to hide. He's not wanted. There's no charges. There's no nothing. Why would he hide from Chris?
There are things that Chris does that I like, but there are a lot of things that he does that I don't. The one, he tries to sell himself as unbiased, and he is not. He is anything but unbiased. He won't come out and say his theory, but he has a theory and he's trying to prove it.
I've had conversations with him about that. I mean, men don't really word things right. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't like how he words it. No, I don't. But we've had he's even been very open with Mr. Cher here. And I mean, he's been very open and honest about his past. And do I like how it's worded? No, I don't. But I don't think like he's really thinking of it that way. That makes sense. I don't think everybody means. I think he's just in defense mode too right now.
Yeah.
And so he's.
Hey, bait cake.
Yeah, no, that really upset me that he just wanted to end it. People were texting me like, "Oh, of course he does that interview," and then says, "Well, in like the name of Summer Moon, I'm just gonna end it here and no comments." So you just want to make sure to dig the nail in Don's coffin and just zip on out of there. You made your dollars for the evening.
Mm-hmm. That might be the thing that bugs me about him the most. He almost never acknowledges when someone joins his membership or gives him a super chat. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even have your mod say thank you or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in really poor taste. People are giving their hard-earned money to support you because they like what you're doing, and you don't even acknowledge that? That's not cool, Chris.
So I have to disagree. I hope it's okay, but Don has a choice. Don knows how Candus' interview went. He could have said no. He is trying very hard to point himself as innocent. His wife is left to defend. And that's okay. That's your thoughts and opinion, and that's okay. I think that they, for the most part, thought Candus's interviews went well. I thought they were a little bit helpful. And Lola Rue, you've been loving to troll the comments, and I've been letting you, but if it continues on, I'm going to block you. Because it's been stream after stream now where you just get angry at what I'm saying. You already know what I'm doing, where I stand. Don't even watch me then, okay?
I just want to say one thing about, Don trying to portray himself as innocent or whatever. I mean, it's kind of a catch-22, because if he refuses to talk to anybody, refuses to interview, he looks guilty. Mm-hmm. And if he does, it looks like he's trying to point himself as innocent. Well, I mean, what other option is there for him? Like, it's kind of one or the other. And I think Don came off looking good in that interview, like that phone call.
Mm.
Like, I don't think Don said anything incriminating or anything that would lead me to believe that he was involved in it. Like, his story never changed, and
that's the thing too. Yeah, his stories have stayed the same. Welcome to the Crazy Train, April.
April.
See, that's why I like you guys. You can all sit here and chat like adults about uncomfortable things such as this. Thank you, Jessica Moon. Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah.
Or is it Raquel? I think that's Raquel. Sorry, I believe the parents are definitely involved, in my opinion. And, I was there, but I'm getting more and more, like, as I get to talk to them, because I've for 3 days now, I've been nonstop on the phone with Don and Candus.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I am kind of seeing it differently. And also, people need to stop. I mean, Candace is very upset. I appreciate what people are doing if they think that she is in a abusive and in a bad place. But they're blowing up her phone and she's saying, "I am fine. I am fine." And I appreciate everyone is doing that, but she's honestly thinking about like changing her number because it's so much. And since we'll just say if you guys follow Chasing Truth, which a lot of you come to my channel after she mentioned me and her mods mentioned me too. So I assume you saw her post just a little while ago. There has been a tip made to TBI, and they are, I don't want to say they're excited about it, but the tip is very like it could be very possible this man has a past of harming women and children, raped. He's been charged and in prison and is out on parole for only 2 months when Summer disappeared. He knows the area for moonshining, and yeah, and if you follow Chasing Truth, you know a little bit more. And the tip was made that the guy's wife actually called TBI and thinks that it's possibly him. And that's just as much as a possibility as trying to say one of them did it. And again, like my new way of thinking, I have to be like, let the courts and that take care of whoever is guilty or whatever. It's supposed to be innocent till proven guilty in the court of law.
Yeah, it's never the way it goes, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just want to say, K9, that's a good point. Like does have a lot of people in his chat, so he can't do his thing and pay attention to the chat. But that's what the mod should be for. They should be thanking those people, or at least like somehow acknowledging them for that.
Scooter.
But you're right. Yeah, he's got way too many people in there for himself personally to be watching the chat.
Yeah, Nikki, I don't think that they did. And if they did, then then they did. But I don't know. I'm seeing things completely different, and I don't like when I'm seeing that this person everyone's taken word for Bible is very tunnel vision. And he kept saying it tonight too. I'm not here to incriminate. I'm not here to point fingers.
Yeah, he's doing it without saying it.
Yeah.
Like why talk about all of Don's past arrests and like harp on that for an hour if you aren't trying to paint him as a possible suspect? Like it doesn't make any sense.
Hey, Vintage Ink. Well, I know that they weren't too happy with how that went. Oh,
Tammy Frame, thank you very much.
I didn't see. Tammy, thank you. And yes, Vintage, we're all cool here on the crazy train. Hey, Miss Wednesday. Sorry if I'm missing anyone. Don K. Hey. I do think Summer was abducted. I am devastated for Candace and Don. And Don K, if you want to come up here, I'm gonna put the link in. And Tammy and Nellie too. I'm gonna put the link in here because Don knows a little more too about the tip that was just put in about an hour ago to TBI. And you guys, it does look very possible that this tip is gonna it to me sounds like a big lead.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And Amanda, you're right. He was stating facts. But if you don't want people to think of Don as a guilty, bad person, like if you're just trying to state facts or whatever about what happened that day, and you're not trying to implicate Don, why bring up his criminal past? Like, there's only one reason you would do that.
Yes, we do have members on our joint channel now, Raquel, and thank you again.
It's Rachel.
Rachel, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much again, Rachel. That's very kind of you. He looks at this like an LE officer, so I think that is why he talks about Don's past histories. Yeah, I mean, I get it to a point, and Don understood that too, but this is wrong. I feel like what he's doing is on purpose to set Don up. So I mean, it's literally, I've been like prepping Don tonight, like memorize these phone numbers. If something crazy happens, like in the middle of the night, you're arrested, you can still call, like we'll be in touch, like you'll still have people in your corner, don't worry. Like just, that's sad. Like trying to prep someone to like, you still got help if you need it, if something happens. Like I don't think I've said that to anybody before.
I completely agree, Robin Swan. Yes.
Hey, Tara.
I think he does want, well, we all want to solve the case, you know?
Yeah.
And he know, like Chris is not a dumb person. He's very, very intelligent. He knows what is going to sell. And talking to Don and Candus and Allie and her son, like that's going to draw a huge crowd. Just speaking with them. But if he was truly trying to be an investigator, why isn't he researching other possible suspects as well?
Yeah, he was shutting him down when he was talking about things and really trying to steer it towards whatever, like Mr. Fair was saying.
The drug thing. Yeah. When Don started talking about like how common it is for vehicles to be parked in their driveway, he said, in his driveway and the neighbor's driveway, doing drugs. And Chris, as soon as Don was finished with that sentence, Chris changed the subject. It's like, why would you not stay on that? Like, I think that's a very viable avenue to go down. If you got strange people high as a kite around there, I mean, who knows? Maybe they could have been ripping around there, and maybe Summer was playing with one of the dogs and got ran over or something, and they just grabbed her and threw her in the trunk. Who knows?
I just want to say, any comments about the boys, I'm not going to answer. They've been advised not to talk about the kids. It was very unprofessional of Chris to keep bringing up the boys because he knows that they kind of don't want that talked about. They are working at trying to get the boys back. Chris kept bringing up. So I'm not going to answer any comments. I'll just leave it at Don and Candus are happy that they are in a safe place right now, but really miss them and want their kids back. So we're just going to leave it at that. Chris should have known better than to keep bringing them up because they were not supposed to talk about that. And yes, guys, this channel is supporting Don and Candus. It's okay to have your own opinions, but we need to respect Cher and Mr. Cher and Don and Candus in here. Absolutely. Thank you, Baked Cake.
Yeah, you can say, like, you can voice whatever thoughts and opinions you have, but just, no name calling, be respectful, and you're all good.
Yeah, so we won't be talking about the boys. And then Kim asked, do I talk to Don? I do. I do talk to Don, and I believe tomorrow we're going to sit down and do a phone interview and record it for you guys, which I already have a show lined up for tomorrow night, so we'll probably end up doing that either on Friday or Saturday, depending on when he has the time to sit down. I want to make sure I get all of the right questions. Hey, Don.
Hey.
You turned your camera on?
Yeah, I turned it on.
Okay. All right, let's talk about that awesome. Well, I guess I don't know. I hate saying awesome, but I mean.
Yeah, it was pretty mind blowing there for a few seconds. We were Sally Ann and Robin and all of us were watching Chris on Zoom, and then it was I got a message from Candus, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, share.
Yeah. Don was video calling us, and he's like, shh, just listen. I'm like, oh.
It's I don't know. It's just too hanky, and I'm hoping this turns out to be something.
Yeah, in a weird way, I hope that too, because it would give us answers and vindicate the parents, both of them.
Yeah. I really don't think either one of them had anything to do with this. I mean, I've been that way since, let's see, I've started talking to Candus on the 19th of, So you figure 15th, 16th, 17th. About the 17th is when I was like, looking at her old Facebook pages and people leaving the nasty comments under pictures and stuff, and it really upset me. And I was like, what if this was me? What if this was my family? And I have a friend that's going through something, well, has been through something like this with his son being murdered and didn't know it was his son. And until afterwards, and we're waiting for that trial next year. But I just put myself in that position as if what if this was me? What if this was my family? What if they're dragging names through the mud and everything else? But I'm hoping that this tip does pan out to be something. I hope they take it seriously, because I watched the interview with the police department tonight on the little boy, Matthew Vaughn, or Michael Vaughn, is that his name? And that police department, the interviews that they're holding and everything else, I haven't seen anything from Hawkins County out on the news since they've taken over. They're not saying anything, and I think that's where everybody's left to speculate about a lot of stuff. And
does he think I'm a detective? No, he knows I'm not a detective.
Yes, they know we're not detectives, and
they just know we're there to try and help things not be so tunnel vision towards Don being arrested for something.
Right, we're there to support them, and we're not with them. I'd say the hate mob, as I want to call them. And the channels that put out this, yeah, you can speculate all you want, but please, when you're speculating, listen to what you're saying. Listen to what everybody else is saying. Use common sense. It goes a long way. If you have common sense, it goes a long way.
I'm sorry, from day one, I've said it's an abduction. Nothing else really makes a lot of sense in that time frame. And he's saying people can vouch that he was at work, and that's definitely something we'll talk about that on the interview. Don, I'm thinking too, we have to get him to talk. They want to know, why didn't he just go up the driveway when he got home? I can say that if I got a call, hey, one of my kids is missing, I don't think I would drive up the driveway first. I think I would also stop at the end where they have their dirt bike trails or their sheds maybe they could be in, like, I feel like I'd do the same and then drive up.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, Candus said she got in her car and she drove up and down. She went down in the holler and everything. And now this isn't what I'm getting from what she told everyone. I was told this on the 19th. So before she let it all out on the news, I already knew what she had done. So, it was no big surprise to me of what she was going to say. She has been consistent with what she has told me and what she has said. Yeah, okay, they're saying she tested positive for marijuana. The only thing is, they're not saying what it's Delta 8. And in Tennessee, Delta 8 is sold in CBD stores because it is CBD. It has very little THC. It does have THC
in it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and with a test that they do, it can be traced. It's a minute amount. I mean, there's only like 2-3% of it in it if you look up Delta 8.
Oh, he's talking about 2 women that are supporting the Wells. Uh-oh, is that you and me, Dawn?
Who is?
I don't know. I guess Chris said there's 2 women that think they're detectives or something supporting them.
Oh, Chris said that?
Yeah.
Hi, Chris.
Hello. I hope that attorney is helpful to him.
Yeah, there's another channel too that's probably going to be. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's not the object, right? That's not the
right. Just come on. Right now. Regardless of anyone's opinion of them, they are still people whom are hurting.
Yep.
Can I ask a question? Why isn't Grandma there with her daughter to help support her since she has gone through the same thing? That worries me for Candy's and her support system.
I've talked to Candy. Candy is out of town. She has things that she has to do in her life. She has doctor's appointments that she has to go to and things that she has to do. And like she told me, I said, people are saying, why aren't you there? Why did you get to, late? And it's like she told me, because I didn't do anything and neither did my daughter. So, it just really bothers me. And yeah, I can get triggered and be a real bitch when I want to in chats and stuff like that. But, it's just, I just hope this pans out some way, shape, or form. I hope they do something about it.
Hey, bitter pill to swallow. Candace's story has not changed. And you know what? Neither is Don's.
Neither is Don's.
He knew Candace had kept the house, so why would he? Chris made it sound weird that he passed the house. Yeah.
Because he knows property.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Google Earth, okay, you're going to see their property and the driveway around it. But if you span out to Beach Creek, and if you go up this to Beach Creek, and you'll see it goes off. It's a no-named road. If you really look, there's trees, and you'll see like a very faint white shadow. That's another entrance into that's the other path into their, the house, to the driveway, to their property. You really have to look at Google Earth, not what people are telling you to look at online. Do it yourself. You just have to do it yourself and look. I mean, I found so many different things that, oh, well, okay, this is around their house. This driveway comes out here. But if you look at the trees, there's a very faint, it looks like a white line. It's like a shadow almost. That is under the trees, and that is the other road that goes down into the, I call it back in the brush, but it's just a dirt road, a no-name dirt road.
Yeah, they're worried over some marijuana, but I mean, again, taking pictures of her buying a chillum, a glass chillum for marijuana, saying she bought a crack pipe. I mean, come on. Yes, it's crazy. I will continue to support them. Carla, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be getting hate for having your opinion and being open-minded until we know facts, because what Chris is saying is not facts. Hi, BNN. Hi, just got here. Where did you hear there was a big tip? New here as well. That would be awesome. Well, it got posted, and I was actually on the phone with Don and Candus while they were on the phone receiving the tip. So, and
she called me and was like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wait a minute, call share.
Yeah. And I saw Chasing Truth posted it about an hour before that, and a little bit before, I think, was it?
We just don't want to release a name.
Yeah, I think Chasing Truth did, but I'm not going to release any names because we don't know if it's for sure it's this person, but there is a huge tip that was made right around the time Chris was ending his stream, I believe.
It could have been.
Yeah, so
but
nobody cares about marijuana, but at this point they're worried about getting charged about anything stupid, from smoking a little pot to whatever, because everybody wants to incriminate them because they think that that's justice for Summer Moon, and that's not what justice means. Justice means having cold hard facts. When you want to put somebody away for life, you better make damn sure you're putting the right person away.
And you better make damn sure you got all your ducks in a row.
Right. And I sure did, Kim. I do. I watch all his interviews. I found some of it helpful, and some of it, I mean, there is. I won't lie. There's some things that are helpful. I saw Candace differently because of his interview, because of the house walkthrough. I saw her differently when I saw the animals being very sweet, not aggressive, well taken care of. When I saw, how she had the instant motherly instincts to pick up that little whiny kitten. Even though she's in the middle of a serious interview, she just wanted that baby to stop crying. And I just
And
saw
let me tell
Candace
you about
differently.
that kitten. When we were talking one night and she was laying on the boy's bed, that little kitten and the other one, because they've been from their mother too early, were actually up nursing on her earlobes.
Mhm.
So, I've been helping her out with them a little bit. And then she showed me the puppies because they finally started coming out.
Oh,
And when Chris
cute.
was doing when he was doing the interview and he said he was going to go to Warrior Pond, I said, you ought to just show up down there.
Mhm.
And Chris said, he had her number and he called her and she answered and she agreed to meet him down there. Truth or not, I don't know. But
No, it's not the guy that Don fired. It's somebody else, and
no,
it's
just don't speculate on who it is because it'll go
yeah.
to Facebook groups and if
Yeah,
you're
you
if
guys will hear.
put
Could be,
somebody's
could be
name
that guy
out
too.
there that's not guilty, that's slander. You
Yeah,
can get
well, you
yourself
guys will
in a lot of
hear
trouble.
if it's a positive. Like it'll be out there, I'm sure, in very soon. Let me tell you.
Larry!
Larry, Kitten caught my attention. All the animals kids seem super sweet. Yes, and they looked well taken care of. Them boys didn't look like they were missing any meals. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to say about the dogs because, yeah, they were barking when Chris pulled up, but they didn't seem mean.
No.
But to hear Allie say it, you go on that property, you're going to get attacked.
Yeah,
Well,
not
see,
true.
Not true at all. Like,
Right.
why the hell would she say that? It's not true.
Yeah.
a lot of those dogs aren't even hers. They're in the woods. They're, I'd say feral, but they're not. They're friendly. She has her dogs. The mama dog, if you've seen the interview with her with Candace, when Chris was walking and the dog came this way, the brown dog, that was mama dog because he was getting close to where the puppies were under the house. So that's why she's very boisterous because those puppies just started to open their eyes and come out. So she's very protective right now. Anytime before when I talked to her, she would go outside. Those dogs would just be laying there like, what?
You think Chris has been very fair, professional. I agree that we can't vilify the family yet, but focus has to be 100% on Summer. And I agree, Larry, because I had to
That's
remind
right.
myself that innocent until proven guilty. So if I'm just like, if me and everybody else is just condemning and incriminating, that's not exactly helping bring Summer home, anyways.
No, they've already said that Don's past has nothing to do with this, and everybody just keeps digging and digging and digging.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's just ridiculous. Look for Summer. TBI said at that conference or whatever they had with the county and stuff, we are no further along with anything than we were on day 13 when we scaled back search operations. We just don't know anything. She's just gone. Okay, you said that. And now Hawkins County has it, and we have not seen a press release or anything.
Mm-hmm. Well,
No
it just happened though, and maybe they have to follow up on it first. Hey, okay, have a good night, BNN.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about after, when TBI, when Hawkins County took over, not about this tip. But
Yeah,
there
I
has been
think Allie's jealous of Candace also.
there's been nothing in the news or anything, about and any new information. Not that, we don't have any leads, we're doing this, we're doing that. They're just letting people, they're basically in the wind spinning.
Mm-hmm. I really wish Kristen released that call. Yeah, Jessica, but I mean, he's not done yet. He said at the end there he's got something else he's whipping up, and so who knows when he'll put that out.
I don't know how he could talk about the boys. He baited him into that because he
I
knows
don't know.
the on it. That's just wrong.
I hope there is a legit gag order because then he just broke the law.
Yeah, he
Right.
got done talking about it.
I don't think weed's legal in Hawkins County, no.
No, it's
Should
not.
be, though.
CBD is legal, and Delta 8 is considered a CBD because it is sold there in the CBD store.
Quinny, no, we are not in Tennessee. I video chat with Don and Candus. And so does Don. That's Don
They can't.
also.
For
So we
Candace,
video chat, but no.
Candace and Candy are just like, God, why can't you be here? I'm like, because I don't have a vehicle to get there.
Prayers Summers found alive and soon.
I'll be back.
Absolutely.
I have a cat knocking at the door.
Okay. I'm glad he releases the interview because I was on the fence about Don until I heard him.
Yeah, I think Don came off good, actually.
Chris is dishonest and underhanded, and that friendly act is cheesy as hell and phony. Absolutely. Timmy Ayo!
Hey-o.
Oh, that's Dawn Keller. She'll be right back up here. She started being friends with Candus like only a couple days after Summer went missing because Candus kept getting attacked right away. So him talking about the boys with Chris in private is one thing, but Chris airing it out on social media was wrong. Chris should have blocked that out. I thought he was working so hard at editing things out, and I was hoping that would be. He blocked other stuff out, but left in all of the kids in there. And you know why? It's because it makes him look bad, to drill into our minds and manipulate us and keep reminding us his other kids have been taken. Well, then that must mean they're bad. Like CPS doesn't just take kids for no reason. They're bad. You know, it's a manipulation tactic called the Reeds tactic. When I talk to them, I do see Dawn trying to be strong for Candus. And like, I don't know, I've seen that Dawn always getting knocked off. You might be worse than me. In my opinion, Chris's tunnel vision is impairing his judgment. Yes. And if you look into other cases he's done, I feel like it's not the first time.
Yolanda! Welcome to the team.
I don't know how you see that before I do. Welcome, Yolanda! Woo woo! My mind is going a million miles an hour after listening to Chris and Don discussion. Yes. I think Chris could be hurting the case. Well, he's not going to have an unbiased jury whatsoever after Chris's BS. That is not an interview that I watched tonight. That was an interrogation. That he was trying to entrap him on certain things. I literally just watched him, a retired homicide detective, interrogate Don Wells with no attorney present. And talk about his kids that were supposed to be a gag order that he didn't even know was being recorded, and Don told Chris not to. And Don has also asked him to remove these interviews, cease and desist, and take them down, and he still has not. His unprofessionalism. Oh, I was wondering too, how come he wasn't on Profiling Evil anymore. I don't know, I was hearing rumblings like everyone wasn't really too happy with his tactics and how a 14-year-old was arrested for something that he was innocent of, and
All he talked about was himself all the time, and yeah. But
Michelle, thank you.
Hey, Michelle.
You are awesome. It broke your heart. Yeah, it was hard to listen to. It irritates me so much. I was like screaming half of the interview. Not screaming,
yeah,
but
he's like, you know, he's trying to trip him up on a lot of things. I caught that.
That's true, Shirley. Definitely. Chris took advantage of him. Absolutely. I really don't know how people watch Chris. I don't mean to be mean. I watch him, and again, I'm not going to say everything is not helpful, but some of it I felt like was helpful. Not tonight. Nothing tonight was helpful. That was just talk about, and then to just end it the way he did pissed me off even more and really showed me like what I almost wonder, and I texted Don right away. I said, I believe it's possible he was sent in to railroad you.
Yep.
You would trust him, you would talk to him, and then you're going to get railroaded. I said, so memorize my phone number. I already know where you'll be sent, so I'll know the address, you know, make sure I get your inmate number. Like literally, like prepping him in case he gets arrested in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah, Candace has my number too, so. And she knows I'm up all hours of the night.
Freedom Cups, I understand where you're coming from. We're defending his past. But the fact that he did that as a child to another child, which it was wrong, for sure, that doesn't mean he did anything this summer.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying. We're not saying that he's like a perfect guy or what he did in the past doesn't matter.
Hi, Juanita. Is that you? Is that Juanita? The fact you guys can defend a rapist and pedophile is disgusting. I want you to know that's nothing that he's proud of, but I think there's a lot more to it than what is just being put out there. And I've been told a lot more to it than what's just been put out there. So I guess maybe I just have different thinking about it. I don't think it's great either. I'm not condoning it, and he knows that. And I don't think he's very happy about it either. And maybe I'll eat my words one day. I don't know, but I
If
just,
we're wrong, we're wrong, you know?
yeah,
But
exactly. I never said he did, but she was 5, wasn't she? Or am I mistaken? I believe she was like 6 or 9 or 6 or something, and he was like 11 or something like that. They were both children. Okay. I mean,
It was wrong.
It was wrong.
We're not saying that it was right.
right. Mhm. Past is the past. It has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, and I mean, why do they wait till right now to all of a sudden bring this out? I mean, I hate to be that person because I've been through it, but I don't know. And I've heard some people, well, the parents didn't put it out. Then that's on the damn parents. The parents then should be in just as much trouble for helping cover it up and not protecting their daughter. Then,
Right.
in my opinion, why aren't we talking about that?
Well,
Like,
yeah, that's the thing that doesn't really sit well with me is this woman goes after Don for what happened when they were kids. As soon as Don gains popularity because of Summer.
Yeah.
Why did she not do anything about this before?
Like, why not like a week before, like Mr. Shea was saying? How come she didn't come, like, have this, like, epiphany to tell her story, like, a week before or whatever? It was all of a sudden Don's in media everywhere, and here she is, railroading them.
Yeah, and the same thing with Allie. Like, they just couldn't wait to insult them and make them look bad. It's weird.
Yeah, Susie, I grew up in foster care, and I mean, I don't know. I'm just seeing it a little bit differently, also not condoning it. So I'm sorry some people don't understand that. I don't know. Right, she married her cousin, so
Yeah, her cousin who was also a lot older.
is there any new news about Summer? Not yet. Just hopefully a lead that may lead to something. I don't know, but just a tip that happened tonight. So we'll see what comes from there. Yes, spring, summer, moon, home. Don has to love with his past. Has zero to do with Summer. Right. He didn't have to, but he did because he trusted. He didn't have to let people in the house, but he did. You know, I texted Don. I said, as soon as I heard, like when he had done that interview, as soon as I heard he was going in that house, I texted Don and I said, what the hell are you doing? Like, she let that man in your house with no attorneys. Like, what are you thinking? What is happening?
Robin Swan. Just because Don did bad things doesn't mean that he did anything this summer. We don't want to just throw him in prison for something he didn't do. The real perp go free.
Amen.
Exactly.
That's my girl, Robin.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said.
Yes. No, I forget what I was saying.
That's right, Robin. We just want Summer found.
Yep. Oh, I was trying to pin it actually, and it's not really. Don
I've got cars racing down the interstate here, so I'm going to mute.
Okay. Cher, has Don told you anything about the child service meeting that day? Just that we aren't going to talk about his kids. He'd prefer that stays quiet. So does Candus. So I'm going to respect that. So all I'm gonna just say is nothing about the boys.
Right. Yeah.
The
'Cause
boys
I
are in
thought,
a safe place, and that's all that matters. They are in safe environments right now, healthy, well taken care of, and that's all that matters.
yeah, I talked to Candace that day on the video, and the first thing she said was, I cannot talk about the boys. I can talk about Summer all I want. I said, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Barbara, I mean, yeah. Not too much, Linda. They were manipulated into doing those interviews. He played on their emotions and lack of law procedures. Absolutely, Elizabeth.
He did not Mirandize them because he is not a law official any longer. He's just an investigating YouTuber that has connections to law enforcement, because once you are with law enforcement, you are always with law enforcement. So
Don is
anything,
just so desperate to get someone to help them find her.
yeah. Because it's like nobody's doing anything to find her, you know?
Wait, because she was a stepdaughter and it was his dad, maybe that's why? I don't know. These are all, Don has been so open and honest that we'll ask him these things. I'm sure he'll talk about it because he has hidden nothing. Even talking to Mr. Scher, he's been the one to openly talk about it.
Yeah, he admits that, you know, the inappropriateness of that relationship. Like he doesn't deny it, but he does deny is it Jeannie? Trish.
Mm-hmm.
Jeannie's daughter. He denies that one.
Has Chris used any of the money he has received from his tragedy to help find Summer or help the boys? Nope.
Nope.
We don't
We don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah.
Well, in a roundabout way, yeah, because I mean, he is doing some things that are, you know, underhanded and sneaky, but he is also giving us some good information at the same time. So it is helping. I mean, he's hurting too, but like he is giving some good information.
Mm-hmm.
Like we found out from him pulling up that the dogs aren't vicious. Like we were all sitting here thinking, you don't want to go anywhere near that house because the dogs will rip you apart, and that's just not true.
Yeah. That was the best part.
Yeah, he said he definitely did with the mother, but not the niece. I think that if they would put the energy into finding Summer and not the parents, then she may get found soon. Yeah, kind of makes me wonder too, Tammy. Like, I wonder how like Wisconsin, how much did they really like look for her? Or did they just assume, oh, you know, she just took off on her own, we're done looking? I don't know.
And they just opened that case back up.
Nope, I didn't say that last night. I said that on Monday I started thinking differently because of Mr. Scher, and a little bit because of Chris, and a little bit because of my contact with Miss Robin. And then, so Monday night after Mr. Scher's live, I sent a text message to Don and Candus, and then I went to bed and I woke up with some replies and got my first video call like on Tuesday morning from them, and with both of them sitting right there, and I just started like feeling differently and realizing like, how can I bitch about the justice system being so broken, but here I am helping incriminate a man that may be innocent, but then I at the same time fight for wrongful charges and innocent people in prison.
Yeah.
So I had to like reel it in and try and learn more and be open-minded about it. Oh, and because Mr. Scher too.
And I just rushed out to Kansas to give her to somebody to talk to that, you know, isn't going to be judgmental against her and this, that, and the other. Not trying to get anything out of her. She talked freely and openly. If I asked her a question, she didn't want to answer it, that's fine. We'd skip and we'd talk about something else.
Yes, Steelers, every time. Well, great. Well, for one, you just made me think now of the Watts because, well, Steelers, and we know Bella and Cece love them. But yes, now every time, because my son Leland, he's 9, and his thing, he was very much into Paw Patrols, everything. And so now I look at it completely different too. Like, very sad.
That's a good question too, Big Cake. For those who know Don and Candus, why do you feel that they've been so controlled and non-emotional in public or in public interviews? So curious because my reaction would be very emotional. Yeah, I mean, you would think that they would. Like in Don's interview tonight, he did get choked up a couple of times.
Mm.
I had to take a little pause, and you could hear his voice cracking. I think they're trying to stay positive and stuff, but I would be willing to bet that when there's no cameras around and it's just them, that they're weeping and crying and carrying on and getting out of their system in public or in private. That'd just be my guess. But
Mm. And what happens if you find out later they are responsible for her disappearance? Well, if that happens later and we find out that they are responsible for the disappearance, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys.
yeah,
I'm still going to um I am still going to talk to Don and Candus because I feel like even if one or both are guilty of something, if they are proven to be guilty in a court of law, I see them as humans, and I see uh, the hell that basically both of them was born into, and I know it very well, so I'm still not probably going to leave their side, to be honest, because I think that these are people that were born already with nothing and into abuse and toxicness, and I don't think that people can really control it sometimes, if that makes sense. I don't know, everyone is going to be like, what the hell, but I'll still probably talk to them even if it turned up that they did something, because I feel like they just never got maybe proper help
Yeah,
in
because
life.
there's like I told you earlier, Cher, there's no handbook for when your child goes missing, what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to act. There's no,
Yeah.
they don't even have an advocate for them, a victim's advocate for, you know, if your child goes missing, here we go with the motorcycles. With the child, you know, if your kid goes missing, what do? You know, we can all sit and say, well, I do this, I do that. Until you're in that situation, you don't know what you would do.
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
And if you think law enforcement is all against you, there has been no victims and no advocate for them. There has nobody but the church and the people like Cher and I and Mark talking to them. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
Like if it turns out there's guilty and there's proof of what happened, okay, there's no denying that. And while I wouldn't condone that, I getting to know them as people and seeing and actually understanding. Like I told
Right.
Don, like he reminds me just a little bit of my father. And Candace, it breaks my heart because, well, now she's had like all of her kids taken from her.
Yeah.
And you know, it got me thinking, like, she had that picture of her sister in the kitchen right there, right when you walk in the house. First thing you're going to see and notice and hear, everyone's like, she hated her sister.
She didn't
Hated her.
hate her.
Like little things like that. When then I see the picture, I'm like, oh, well.
I mean, I have 2 brothers. I hated them half the time too, you know, but if one of them would go missing, I'd probably be, you know, broken in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to have her picture hanging there, it's not like she ran home ahead of time and hung it up on the wall. You know, it's there.
Yeah. And a lot of you might feel some kind of way. You might think Candace was involved or Don was involved or whatever. And we're not saying that's impossible. Like we're just after the truth, but we're not gonna railroad anybody.
Well, Miss, yeah, and I can see that. And what I mean is, I just like wouldn't leave them in a dark time like that, because I really feel like sometimes mistakes are made when you're not taught any better, if that makes sense.
I told Candace, regardless of what happens, that I will still talk to her and I will still be her friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hey, Sam, my love.
it's no different than these people contacting Chris Watts in jail, you know.
Well, exactly.
But yeah, they don't even know him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I've gotten to know Candace, and she's a really, really, really nice person. She's hurting. Like all of us would be hurting if our child was missing and then our other children got taken away. But I'm glad that they are not there because of all of the stuff that's been going on around their house at night. They sleep in shifts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Don's at work all day. He comes home. She'll let him sleep and then he'll wake her up. She'll go to sleep,
Yeah.
or vice versa. And I mean, I witnessed that because when I was talking to her one night and he came in, I mean, she's there by herself. You know, it's dark. The only thing you have up there is that one street light and everything. And she does have some solar lights and stuff, but they're like little path lights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's scary. I mean, I lived on over 2,000 acres in the middle of nowhere that was all farmland, and you had cornfields around you at night. And yeah, it was scary being home alone.
Miss Wednesday, yeah, we talked about that today. I think he's ready to sit down and do a recorded, basically what Chris did tonight. Um, he'll do, I think, with me tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday. So
Hopefully.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. He sounded this evening like, yeah, let's do it. So, but at the same time, I'm not going to be pushy because everyone keeps pretending to be their friend, and then like what Chris did, and then look what happens. So,
That's why I really hope they'll do my idea.
yeah, Mr. Fair has a really good idea, and I think, well, why don't you tell him, baby?
Well, I want to have them
I talked to Candace.
on my panel, and instead of talking about the day Summer went missing and everything, I want them to share pictures and stories of everything right from when Candace first found out she was pregnant, all the way up to through her birth and her, growing up. And I want to focus the whole stream is just that.
All summer.
Right.
All
like
summer.
A memorial just about Summer and her life.
Yeah. And their life, that was their first
Leading
daughter,
up to
right?
June 15th.
Yeah, because I mean, what Allie and them put out there about Grandma supposedly adopting Summer, that's a lie. That's a lie, flat out. And about Candace supposedly was pregnant afterwards and gave the baby up for adoption, that's a lie, straight out.
I'll see if I can get that confirmed a little bit better. I know that's one of the number one things. So after I end this, if you guys want to put in the comments so that I get a better idea, like I already know what I pick out of the interviews, what I think that we should combat with Don, but whatever you guys want to hear that you need for your minds, drop it in the comments here, and Don and I will bring it up to them and see. But we're not going to push for answers on they're going to answer how they feel. I'm not going to be pushy with them whatsoever, but I also told him that it's important to we got to go over it all basically, but as an interview, not an interrogation.
Right.
They aren't innocent. They've lied. So have you sent the picture of the red car in the still picture? They did it.
Actually, yeah, I just put out a video about that.
You knew it was a lie?
What was a lie?
I'm not sure.
Oh, what do you get talking
Can you
Oh.
clarify that
about?
one there?
Adoption thing?
Oh, about the adoption?
Probably.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, and
Yeah,
another
Robin,
thing.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don started to talk about that, and then Chris changed the subject. I agree, Susie. He is so all over the place when he's asking these questions. Like, he can't stay on topic, or he does it intentionally to try and trip people up. I don't know, but it's
Yeah.
He doesn't
really
intentionally
hard to
trip
follow.
people up.
Yeah, definitely that.
It makes it really hard to follow.
Yeah. He doesn't intentionally trip people up. If you've ever been interrogated by a cop, I have. They talk in circles. But if if you're innocent, you keep spitting the same thing out there over and over and over again.
Yes, he didn't want to be recorded he didn't want to be recorded, and he didn't want nothing about his boys being on the interview at all. He was not aware that I don't think, I'll double check that when I get off of here, but I don't think he was aware he was being recorded, but he had asked that basically he said there was a gag order, and he knew. He was just trying to be nice to Chris, like, there's a gag order and I don't want to talk about the boys. He was trying to say it nicely. He knew that the gag order wasn't whatever. He just was trying to be nice to Chris, like, hello, I don't want to talk about this. But Chris didn't listen.
Don released that. Don released that, he the voice recording that, I'm sorry that, I got things mixed up about, not being able to talk about Summer, but, it's actually about the boys. Everybody heard that, didn't they?
Chris told you that Don said he didn't want it recorded. Well, there you fucking go. That is such a snake.
Did he actually say that, though?
I mean, listen,
Yeah, I had a few people tell me that.
look how he played the beginning of the lives, and look how he put that. What was it, Robin? You know what he said. What was it, apology or something like that? I don't know. I can't remember.
I keep polluting myself.
You could be right, Stephanie. It's possible.
Yeah. Okay. So he did state that. Wow.
Yeah, he said there were some things that he left out. I heard that, that he purposely deleted out of the conversation.
Ah.
And made the remark that some of the stuff has been turned over.
Well, geez, Don called you and told you something was said earlier about a tip being called in, and you were on the phone. Did I misunderstand that? Well, I had already known that there was a tip that may or may not be called in, and so then I texted Don earlier while they were at church and said, hey, this is just a rumor. Don't get too excited, but I've been reading and hearing rumbles of some tip that may or may not be called in, and I let them know about who it was. This is somebody that they had already brought attention to law enforcement for a suspect in the past before. And then the wife started, if you want to go on Chasing Truth's channel, and she's got it posted, more of the information. I'm not going to put names out there because I don't know for sure, but the wife did call, and then the wife called TBI, the wife of this man who thinks did this, called TBI, left a tip this evening, and after she called TBI, the wife then called Candus and Don to let them know what she thinks, what she knows, and about the tip that she just left for TBI. And while that woman called Candus and Don called me on video call and told me to shush and just listen. And so I did, and I listened to everything that this woman was saying, and hopefully maybe you guys will hear more about it sometime soon. But there was a tip, a big tip, I would say, tonight.
Yeah, because Candace called me asking, frantic. I'm like, wait, let me get a hold of Cher. So that's when I messaged you, and then they got a hold of you too.
Yeah.
So
Is it on Chasing Truth YouTube? Yes, Jill, it is. She puts
She's
the name
probably
and
watching.
everything. Yeah, she puts the name and everything on there. I'm just not willing to do that yet anyway.
Yeah. Nah.
I hope it's true too, in a way, but I mean, what wife wants to call something like that in? Because she's been getting threats when she was talking about wanting to call this in and telling people she was going to call it in. Like, she hasn't been treated very kindly, so she's very brave for what she's doing, let me tell you. Okay, Amy P. Ellie did an update today, but had nothing new to say. This all happened sometime like this evening, like while Chris was actually live. So this is all just maybe like, what, 2 hours old?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, it's very, very fresh, you guys. Anything, exactly. Yes, Stephanie, so he did. You're right. That's not admitting to doing anything to Summer.
Why does everybody have to put out there that or speculate that Don, essayed his daughter?
Yeah, where?
Why?
He's put that out there himself.
That's the first thing everybody jumped to. It's disgusting.
Sorry, I know you can hear the clicking, guys. I'm sorry.
Cher, where are you? There she is.
There we go. See, I'm just as
I'm
bad.
like, where'd you go?
Oh, okay, Dalen. The thing I'm confused about is Chris said he wasn't in Tennessee to crack the case, but tonight's interview sounded like TBI was hoping he'd crack the case, but Don was staunch. I'm confused. Yeah, he definitely, in my opinion, it looks to me like he is trying to be a superhero here and possibly put away an innocent man.
Yeah. Here's the video I seen today, man.
Yeah, Marigold, yep. If Don was, say, his daughter, he would not talk so freely about her sleeping with them. I thought that, Susie. I'm not sure, but I did think that. Yeah, they were talking about Juanita. They were talking about Juanita again, for sure. We can't undo the past, right?
I'm gonna drop down and chat.
Okay, thanks for coming up here.
All right, hon. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye. We don't know if Candus knew about the essay between Don and his sister. Yeah, and I can certainly ask that. I think it's been, I mean, Don seems very open and honest. I don't think that would have been hidden, honestly. Juanita, shame. Don is guilty of essay with Summer. I mean, I'm not sure how we know that for sure. It's okay to have the suspicions. I definitely thought that. But then I'm very stumped because he is so open and honest. I don't know. I don't know. My daughter can't get. Yeah, Don, did you hear? What did it say? Yep, that's an opinion. Don is guilty of essay with Summer. Yeah, I mean, again, that's an opinion. Hey, girl, hey, sincerely, Emma. That is not true. That is an opinion. Yes, I just feel it, and he isn't open and honest. He has been lying his ass off. Speculation and hearsay. Well, that's exactly what your comment is. Speculation and hearsay. Rose, can you turn that down? Yeah, big cake, me too. My boys love to snuggle with me. They're 9 and damn near 13. Even my daughters at 19 and 17 years old will still snuggle with me. Guess we'll see. I hope you're right. And I hope I'm right too. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying let's just wait and see what happens. Because while some people said, won't you feel dumb if you find out it's them? Well, I can say the same. Won't we feel dumb when we find out it's not them? Like Sean or Shane Casey, we all thought he killed his wife, his pregnant wife, right? We all thought that was him. He is another Chris Watts, guilty, guilty, guilty. And it wasn't. It was her friend who killed her and cut out her baby from her tummy. And we all incriminated that man and said he was guilty AF.
Yeah, you don't want to hop on the guilt bandwagon too early. There's no proof that Candace or Don or anyone did anything this summer. Just got to like keep our minds open.
Mm-hmm. Just read Chasing Truth's post and wow, yes. See it. Hey, Hope for Peace. I'm sorry I didn't see you earlier. If you commented earlier. No, Cher, she didn't cut the baby out of her stomach. She had already had the baby. She just kidnapped Heidi and the baby. Oh, okay. Whatever it was, we still incriminated that man. I'd rather wait and see than judge people, in my opinion. Perfect, Miss Wednesday. I'm with you.
Hey, Shan,
Shan, I love you.
I'm late for a date. What up?
I'm late for a date, Tiff. That is exactly what I've been saying. I'd feel horrible if they are innocent. It's all bias, hearsay. They are guilty, always guilty. If they are innocent, then damage has been done.
Mm-hmm.
No judgment, damn. Although it's hard. It is. I'm guilty of it too. I think though, that's what sucks. If people got to be a little more personal with them, like we have gotten the chance to do, I honestly think they would see Dawn a little bit differently. And I think that sucks. Like, I really think that I know he's okay with a phone interview, but hopefully he'll do like, I feel like if he would put his face on camera and come up here and talk, like, because when I'm face to face with him, I feel different. I feel he's sincere. I feel like I feel sad for him.
I'll say that if he is guilty, he is a fantastic actor.
Yes. Yeah, if he's guilty, I said the same thing to Mr. Scherer earlier. If he's guilty, he is like a mastermind at like yeah, genius levels because
Yeah, 'cause you guys, well, most of you know me and what I do on my channel. Like, I'm very skeptical and I never run with anything. And yeah, like to me, the guy seems just like a dad who lost his daughter.
hey, Stephanie, if you keep just repeating like the same thing over and over, I'm going to end up blocking you instead of timeouting. We get it. It's all out there. He has been very like open and honest about it. We know, okay? We know. Please stop posting about it. Hope Don is a hard worker and puts on no show. I hope law enforcement looking into. Oh, me too, Dalen. I wonder about that also. like maybe he did come back. What if Hunter and Allie was like, hey, Jose, go snatch her or whatever, and they all want reward money? I don't know. But to be honest, this tip that come in tonight really sounds like something. Like I'm like anxious to hear more. Well, because I heard you the other night, Sherry, you were done. You had him convicted. I'm glad to hear this from you now. Yeah, I changed like on Monday night. I went from doing the live stream to walking away from the computer and texting Don and Candus, and they called me Tuesday morning, like bright and early. And so I listened to Mr. Share. I listened to Miss Robin and what her thoughts and opinions were, and I saw them like on video. So and then just started talking to them more and getting to know them. And so thinking about like I really do have to like treat him as innocent. Because again, without a reasonable doubt, just like I can't say without a reasonable doubt that Chris Watts killed his whole family alone, I can't say he did this. There's 12 sex offenders that lived within 4 miles of their house. There's 250 children in the area gone missing in the past year alone. And then you got this man who was just let out 2 months ago and on parole for the exact same crime and rape and even I swear I heard the wife say something about murder a girl, but who knows? So without a reasonable doubt, I can't say that he's guilty.
Oh, River Queen, you said, oh, is it about the Tacoma? No. The
No.
tip is about that. But I do want to say one thing, because a lot of people have something a little bit mixed up. They think that Candace' mom's truck was a Tacoma, or I've heard a GMC Sonoma, like a smaller truck. But no, it was a Silverado. It was a full size half ton. So just for the people who might have had that mixed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the stuff the wife was saying about her husband it's not good. Yes, over 250 children missing in the area since 2020, and we're only on 2021, so about a year and a half, 250 children gone missing in Tennessee.
Law enforcement addressed the truck again today in their update. I think that's pretty much the only like real tip that they have to go on. Is this supposed truck that was parked there?
Yes, Susie.
Jesus, like that's so flimsy.
Just what was the new tip, please?
The new tip is that there was a guy who just got out on parole like 2 months before. I don't know if it was 2 months ago today or 2 months before Summer disappeared, but recently anyway.
2 months ago, yeah.
And he's a bad guy. He's done some bad stuff to kids. So this would definitely be the type of guy that would abduct a child. And he knows that area because he was doing moonshining and stuff. And it was this guy's own wife that called in the tip. I'm assuming ex-wife, actually, but yeah.
No, wife. They still have this marriage license is still valid. She showed her marriage license to Chasing Truth.
Yeah, or separated or whatever.
Yeah.
I doubt that she'd be with the guy after knowing that shit, but
Oh, sincerely, Emma, that's wow, sorry. And they wouldn't listen. Yes, he doesn't live far away at all. Oh, I agree, Susie. Details about children from a dad are they do. They don't like know everything or every strand of hair or whatever like a mom does. I give you that.
yeah, that's true.
As a parent and soon to be grandma, I don't get the feeling from the Wells they are being genuine. They love their kids. I think so, Elizabeth. I mean, I definitely think maybe there was some toxic issues in environment, yes, and drinking and whatever they do doesn't exactly help that. So I really just think like they just need help, which people need sometimes, especially when you're born into hell, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're basically born needing therapy. He is a sicko and lives very close, absolutely.
And Antique Boutique, we sure hope that the police checked out all the pedos in the area. We don't know what all they've done because they're not telling the public anything. But I would hope so.
Mm-hmm.
They damn well better of.
Mm-hmm. But things can be worked on, drinking can be stopped. Doesn't mean they don't love their kids. Right. That's why we shouldn't let someone out of jail that is proven guilty of hurting children. That's not fixable. Right. My daughter went missing in a park. The school went on lockdown and nobody could find her. When I got I was hysterical. They found her after 45 minutes. She was curled up in a basket. Oh.
Jesus. Well, at least that has a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Mahala, isn't it really unusual for a law enforcement to do all the snow updates? I don't know. I mean, they're not going to give a play-by-play of everything, but I mean, you'd think that they would at least, say something. Like they have some leads or, something. It seems like they did say that they don't want as much public help because they're getting too many tips or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, if you listen more to that, they're basically just saying they're reconfirming that they did not ask for that group that Juanita brought down to help them with the investigation. As she is claiming, they asked her to come and help with the investigation. They may also be asking that maybe that's no, we're not asking Chris to help with the investigation. I don't know, but for sure it was towards Juanita and her team. Just Stephanie, just don't keep bringing up the same thing over and over because there's literally nothing we can do to change it at this point. But what happened all those years ago, 20, 30, 40, it's not tying in right now. Now, if you want to wait and let's say Don is found guilty and there's evidence that Don sexually assaulted Summer and that's all out there, fine. We can finger point at that then, but we can't do that right now. And I did that already, so I don't want to continue doing that because I'm seeing something different.
Yeah. Like, you're not wrong, Stephanie, to think, well, if someone's capable of that, that might continue into their teenage years and adult life.
And I agree with that.
You're not wrong. It's just we don't want to keep harping on that one thing.
That doesn't help bring Summer home. That does nothing. Yeah, Mahala. Yeah, Elizabeth, definitely.
Marigold says the TBI didn't want it research. Don't understand that. Is that true?
Yeah, they ended up saying that they came on their own and that they had nothing to do with law enforcement, and they didn't. They came on their own through the Churchill rescue people.
Yeah.
And worked it out with them. And even Churchill Rescue isn't involved in the searches anymore. Law enforcement said they will take care of it from here. Which makes me feel like, is it like an inside thing that law enforcement is possibly involved in? Like, I don't know. Did they take that little girl and sell her to some family paying money for a cute little blonde blue-eyed girl? I don't know.
Yeah.
Some weird shit has happened with people with a lot of money, people.
Well, them coming on their own, that's one thing. But if TBI is actually telling them, no, we don't want your help, that's weird. Like, you would think law enforcement would welcome all the help they could get.
Especially when they were paying for it. They weren't paying for EquiSearch. They paid their own shit. I hope so, River. I hope so. And we're not going to do it by continuing to incriminate somebody for right now nothing. We have no crime scene. We have nothing. We have nothing other than retired professionals doing interrogations to incriminate people. Dave G!
So, Dave,
Yeah.
thanks, Cheryl. Yes, subscribe to Prairie Boy. No longer the beard of reason.
Not the beard of reason right now. Yeah, exactly, Fishy. Well, you guys, if I am gonna end this for tonight because I have to text Candace something and Dawn. And then I gotta put my show together tomorrow, which is actually gonna be about Dawn's Rose Bly missing. Tammy's been doing a lot of research, so we're gonna do a show on that and bring some light onto her because she is still missing 11 years later. And I think Summer would want, some light shed on her aunt too. So Tammy's been doing a lot of hard work on that, and so that's what we'll shed light on tomorrow night. And then I'm hoping tomorrow sometime I'll be able to sit down with Don and Candus and get the interview done. So when this ends, go ahead and drop in comments like, what are the main things that we need to hear from Don that y'all want to hear, and not just incrimination from Chris. I've got in my head what I think, but I want to hear from you guys too, so that I can make sure that we cover it and I can get the answers that everyone is looking for, or at least, from Don's mouth, and not in a situation where he's being interrogated and tricked into answering questions a certain way or whatever, just however Don responds to the questions we all have, and hear it for ourselves from the horse's mouth. Okay, so hopefully sometime this weekend we'll get to working on that and have that for you. And
yeah, I'm going Buckwild vacation.
And also, if you are in support and waiting and not wanting to convict and incriminate, if you leave positive comments too, the questions you would like me to ask, and if you have any positive comments and prayers that you would like to send them, I will screenshot and send them to Candace and Don so that they see. I also think it's nice for them to see a little bit of support instead of all nasty hate and all of that. So
let's put it on the internet, Mr.
They really liked that.
And we'll send it to the internet.
Yeah, we'll get an interview done with Don here over the weekend, and we will send it where?
We will send it to the internet. We'll put one of those hash browns on it.
Hash browns. Can I send it to you? Oh, absolutely. Really quick. I will also put, if you guys have, some of you have my phone number. Some of you.
Sincerely, McDonough, Cobra Kai. Yeah.
Yes. Some of you have my phone number. Some of you have my Facebook Messenger. Here's my email. Any way you guys want to get to me, questions, or even a little note of support, go ahead.
Yeah, Elizabeth wants to know if you find out Summer's favorite colors, because I believe she shaved part of her head or cut her hair or something. She said that earlier on and I forgot, but yeah, she wanted to know Summer's favorite colors.
Thank you, Quinny. So thanks for listening, guys. Watch for that interview. We'll be here tomorrow night for Summer's aunt, Rose Bly, and talking more about her case with Tammy and hopefully Nellie if she's feeling up to it. But she's always with us in spirit. Wait, no, she's not in spirit. In human, but in heart. I don't know. She's not dead. Well, I'm going to end this. I keep talking. I love you guys. Bye.